Okay, this week we're talking about gaming, entertainment, and cruising, and bringing us back to that hospitality umbrella. We've talked about lodging, right? Hotels, motels, resorts. We've talked about restaurants and managed services. And last week we were talking about attractions, parks, and recreation. And now we're going to talk about the last part in there, which is gaming. Um, and we've already talked about travel, right? And some of the reasons for tourism. And so as we finish up this part of the umbrella, we'll just have left meetings, conventions, and expositions, as well as some leadership thoughts. So when we think about gaming entertainment, you want to think about, what a winning hand is. And I am not a gambler, so I actually had to look this up in order to play along. So if you wanted to, as you go through this particular exercise, just take a deck of cards and pull one each time you read or complete an activity, and take a look and see if you have a winning hand. As we go through this particular week, you'll be able to see the history of gaming and some of the important legislation that's happened that allows for gaming to happen. Just as a thought, we talked about last week, or maybe the week before, multiplier effect, and the reasons why gaming is so important to a state like Nevada, to a state like New Jersey that has Atlantic City, and then some of the legislation with some of the Native American tribes, and why that revenue is so important to those particular locations. In this particular week, you'll also see some of the definitions of gambling, and why a house edge exists, as well as some terms. Now, I want you to think about this, that there are lots of ways that you can understand and be a part of the gaming business, one of which is going to be, within a casino itself. Another of which could be any of the ancillary areas. And so this picture is kind of the inner workings of a slot machine. And so, any of those contributors to the gaming industry. Another term that's pretty common in hotels and lodging, in restaurants, but also in casinos is comp, short for complimentary, and that's distributed as part of a normal casino's operation, right? To kind of get you or entice you to stay longer and spend more money gambling, right? So a complimentary beverage might be offered to gamers to kind of keep them engaged and keep them feeding money into those slot machines or at the tables. So that is a term we haven't talked about yet, and is universal in a lot of the other hospitality arms that we've talked about as well. Now, you want to think about casino operations as being pretty similar to other operations that we've seen. The denominators that you would need to consider, potentially different security systems, right? You might need more state-of-the-art security to be able to manage casino operations. You may also need additional positions in the gaming area, pit bosses, things like that. And you might also need a more significant accounting or finance department for the cash transactions. But some of the other positions would be very similar to what you see in lodging and food and beverage. Bigger casinos in Las Vegas, for example, also have entertainment venues, nightclubs, pool spas, day spas, day clubs, things like that, as well as convention facilities. So as you work through this week, we'll also see that gaming can be done on cruise ships, riverboats, things like that. Oftentimes that's very prevalent because a local or state ordinance may not allow gaming. However, if you're on international waters, it may be plausible or possible. Additionally, you want to think about, we just had, elections and next year's elections as well. I do see legislation that's trying to be passed from, places like FanDuel and DraftKings and things like that for online betting and gambling, and really thinking about what that can do to a local economy if they have some gaming or casino type activities that might be giving them revenue. If it goes to online, what will happen to that revenue? So I hope that you enjoy thinking about this exciting opportunity to think about hospitality and tourism in the space of casinos, in the space of cruising, and what some of those jobs or opportunities are that are similar to what we've heard before, and maybe something a little bit different. So as always, please let me know if you have any questions, and I wish you a great week ahead. Thank you.